Okay, I'm going to try and keep this fast just to keep it short. But to start with, we can tell we've got an ADA compliance error here just because you can't see the white text on the background. You've got these links here. The links are too close to the white color. Also, if you mouse over them, you can see them disappearing as well. And so that's not good. This is a WordPress website. I wouldn't personally use WordPress. WordPress is the most hacked platform in the world. Nothing gets hacked more than WordPress. And it's not because it used to be the most popular. It's just because it's a poor design, poor code, and poorly set up and thought out. Also, you've got, when you're looking at this, there are several things to look at. One, you shouldn't have any errors. Each one of these errors, you've got 18, and this is just on the home page. Keep in mind that every single page needs to be checked, and these tools only check about 30% of the problems. So really, I need to spend some time and dig deeper into the site to look for all the other problems and everything. But every error has got to be fixed because you don't know what problem the error can be causing. So the error could cause it not to work correctly in a device, not to work correctly in a browser, not to work correctly in a reader when it's reading the content. You can see we've got 13 contrast errors right there on the home page. And again, this is just on the home page. And this is going to come back to that text there, the text there, these links. And you've also got, this is Google's Core Web Vitals. This is what they use for ranking websites, and it's also for performance and accessibility. You can see that the code is so bad on the website, it's not able to get a reading off of this. So the first content paint has to be in under a second. The LCP, the largest content paint, has to be under 2.5. The reason it needs to be under 2.5 is because Google said they lose they did a study on their ad network and said that 53% of the traffic is lost if a website takes more than 3 seconds to load. So they have a content ranking penalty at 2.5 seconds. This website must be well over, it must not be hitting on anything because I can't even get a reading on the website at all with Google's own tool that they created to help websites improve their code and everything else. The next thing is when you look at this, you say, what's the most important, where do you want the person to go? This hero image should be guiding the person to the next step. So basically you're wanting, when they land on the website, you want to control what they do and how they do it. Right here we've got the learn more, which kind of blends into the background too. It's kind of hard to see, but you've got to learn more here. But the learn more actually tells you more about the law firm. And while the law firm is the product, there's probably a better way to set this up. I just need to think about it a bit and look at the website and do a little bit more studying to see everything. But if we take and we say, okay, this is going to be the most important page on the website because this is where you're trying to send everybody to, and we come over here and we put this into the validation tool, and we put it into Wave right here, and these are different pages on the website here, and these tools only check about 30% of the problems. So we've got to go through and look at all the code to figure out all the problems to see exactly what's going on. And again, this right here was the employment law page, and it wouldn't check it either. So there's some bad code somewhere that's preventing Google from even being able to spider the site to see what's going on. But on the About page, we've got 7 more contract errors, 3 alerts, and I would fix the alerts and everything. You've got nearby image has the same alt text, the one skipped heading level, and a redundant link on that page. You've got 4 contrasting errors. And I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't want there to be any errors on the page. This is still running here. But yeah, I'll spend some more time on this website and kind of go through and look at the code and the layout and everything, because there should. And the other thing is, when you're on the home page, you should be able to change the entire site into Spanish. This gives you one Spanish page, but really, and once you're here, there's no way to change this to English. You're just here. So the only way to get out of here is to click on another link to leave that page. So I would set this up so it's in both English and Spanish, and I would, like I said, I would get rid of WordPress just because it's the most hacked platform in the world. It's an outdated, old platform. And also, is this thing using Bootstrap? Let's see. And I didn't go through the SEO. No, it's not using Bootstrap, which is good. But did this ever come up? Accessibility, it's got 94 here, but it's showing some problems on it, and we're not getting any of the. I mean, this thing must be so slow that Google's not even able to get a reading on the the content on it. But here we've got the background image, we've got a heading element, and then it says, hey, these are the things you need to check to make sure that they're set up correctly as well. But these things need to be done manually. So this is just kind of a quick overview showing you. I sent you an email yesterday that breaks it down a little bit better, but this is just to show you what I was looking at with these tools and everything. And these are all free tools. This is the W3 validator, the people who work with browsers and everybody else to make sure that the code is written correctly and everything works together on the internet. This is a very important tool. And if a web designer says that validation is not important, then I would run, because they're basically saying that I'm not a professional. I don't check my code. If you hire somebody to write an article, you'd expect them to check for spelling errors and everything else. If you hire somebody to write code, you would expect them to write the code correctly. This right here is the Wave tool, and this checks 30% of the validation problems. This is another very important tool, and on this tool you should have 0, because what you're trying to do is fix. This is just the starting point for the ADA compliancy stuff. And then you've got your page speed. The performance, you should be getting 100% across everything on here. If this shows a problem, you should be trying to fix those problems. And on the About page, which is a very simple page, there's not really anything. When you hit the About page, there's there's just some text right here. There's nothing going on. Out of all the pages, this should be the easiest to validate. And even on that page, we're showing errors. We've got 3 errors, 1 warning, and 35 info warnings. So, and then we've got 4 contrasting errors on that page. You've got 3 alerts. And then on the page speed, again, we still can't get the page speed up, and we've got the errors here that I was showing you. But every single page needs to be checked. Then those errors need to be fixed. And I can explain to you exactly how to fix the errors. But for me, I would redesign the entire site and set it up so that this site right here is probably losing at least 70% of the traffic just because of the layout and the setup and the speed. And like I said, I can't get a reading on the speed because I just keep getting this error. But you play with it long enough, you might be able to get it to read. But I would redesign the site. I would get rid of WordPress, go with something like the Django. The Django is the most secure platform in the world. Go with a language like Python. Python is the closest thing to machine learning, and everything is going towards AI. So you could just start implementing AI stuff into the site to help bring customers in and help do some other stuff and everything else. But for me, I'd be looking at how to redesign and set this thing up to do more than what it's currently doing. Hope that helps. If there's anything else I can do for you, please let me know. And if I get some time this weekend, I'll go through the site's code a little bit more and see if I can check the other pages and see what other problems I can find.